Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Lainey, and this is basically another catch up. Um, I'm just looking at myself thinking, oh my god, you didn't think about all the different colours. The worst thing is, this is the only colour lipstick I have. I've got green fingers, I've got whatever this shit is, I've got pink blusher and pink and purple eyeshadow. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of coordinating, was I? And then a black and white top. God knows. Anyway, also, this has been washed and hasn't even been brushed yet as well. So there's that. Um, so basically, another catty catch up. No, chatty catch up. um, oh my god. Anyway, yeah. I can't even remember when I last did one. That's really bad. Um, yeah. Anyway, what I'm going to start with is my 5th year anniversary on YouTube. 5 year anniversary, 5th year anniversary. Doesn't matter, does it? Anyway, yeah. So on Saturday just gone, today is Thursday, the 29th of August. So happy birthday, Sharon. Um, so yeah, I can't remember when I last did one. I'm sure it's a couple of weeks, I think. Yeah. So anyway, 5 year anniversary on the tubes, which was the 24th, which was Saturday gone. So I had a online stream, um, which was loads of fun, and it had a drink and a few snacks and things, and I really enjoyed it. And I have also been editing uh, my past 5 years basically, and it's turned into a whole bigger mammoth task than I thought it would, for sure. Um, the first year is done. I'm doing the second year as we speak. The first episode is being released. Released? Sound like I'm a TV show. It's gonna be like some series at the minute. um, so there's 5 parts to the first year. It's looking like the second year is going to be bigger by the seams of it, because I'm only at the end of September and I've got way too much footage already. So yeah, but we'll manage. We'll manage. So they'll be released weekly, every Sunday at 6, I think. And hopefully that'll give me time to edit the rest whilst it's happening. That would be cool. Yeah. So moving on from that, I am going to insert a picture right now. So that is Tina Trolley. Tina Trolley. Who names their frigging inanimate objects? Just me? I mean, to be fair, I've only got Robo Bitches named my wheelchair, obviously, but yeah, Tina Trolley. So I spotted that on Debenhams at the full price of 59.99, and then it went down to 38 something. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna get it because it's ideal in the situation I am in, for the carers to fill it with all the things they need from my other bedroom, and then push it into here. Uh, and also it helps in the sense of, like, because there's nowhere to put anything in here, it helps in with their back as well, really, because then they're not having to bend down to pick stuff up. So yeah, um, so yeah, Tina Trolley. I just think it was really useful, and if anyone's in need of a Tina Trolley, then Debenhams still have them at the lower price, or they did. Um, so yeah, I don't know why I showed you that, but I just thought it was cool. Right, next. What's next on my list? Right, I'm going to. The tribunal, there's no news, so we'll just skim over that. Just waiting for an appointment for my next tribunal date. So nothing else can be done there. Diet wise, it's been really good since I last spoke. I've lowered my calories to 2550, but I only did that 2 days ago, I think. Yeah, and that was after I went over the calories for the first time in, I think I'm on 66, 67 days or something. So for the first time in those days, I'd gone over calories by 783, I think. I should have all this wrote down, shouldn't I? It will be so much more helpful. But as me, yeah. Um, yeah. And the thing was, normally, because on the Saturday I had a drink, and that was why it was over. And it wasn't the alcohol. Alcohol was like 72 calories per can. But I had snacks. I bought like Tesco's version of Doritos and a dip, cheese and chive, I think it was. And I thought that would be better than having a takeaway as I would have normally. In fact, I probably would have had snacks and a takeaway when I drank before, and then the next day I had a Chinese and more snacks and just chilled. Because I never get a hangover, but I just always feel tired and hungry the next day. So I thought, oh, having this dip and um, fake Doritos, that was better than having a takeaway out of the two if I was to have one or the other. Anyway, it turns out that because over the night I ate all of the Tesco's Doritos and all of the dip, and that was nearly 1,600 calories just for them, which is mental because before I wouldn't have even thought about that. Yeah, so in some ways I might have been better off having a takeaway. In my head, I thought I'd be okay, but obviously not. And I had adjusted my calories for the next day to be able to have a small Chinese. Like I'd noted down 1,200 calories, and then had like lower calorie options for my dinner and breakfast, so that I had enough calories for the Chinese. Hopefully, that was about right. So I did that, but obviously, like I said, it's gone over. But it's a case of done, move on, back on it, and I am, and it's not a problem. So yeah, so I shall put in some of the pictures of some of the foods that I've had over the last couple of weeks since I last did this. It's not as many pictures as I thought there was, unless I've deleted them, I don't know. But anyway, I had a really sort of basic kids' tea in one of the meals, and that was really low in calories, like 428 or something. And it's the mini waffles are like 97 for three, and then the kids mini, well, I'm saying the kids, not necessarily kids, mini bird's eye fish fingers, 190 odd for six, I believe. So I had six of the mini fish and six of the mini waffles and some peas, and it came in at about 428 calories, which is not bad at all. And then my brother made us an absolutely lovely salad, and then the next day I had some of the rest of the salad with a Iceland chicken skewer, and then the usual egg, beans, mushrooms for breakfast. Or I think one of them was I don't think I've took a picture of me toast egg, beans, black pudding and mushrooms, because I've shown you that many times, it's like kind of pointless. But I did have it in a bun, in two buns actually, but the calories for that was like 900 and something, so it's not something I would do all the time, because obviously the highness of the calories. The sourdough buns are like 199 each. I don't know why they don't just say 200 to be fair, but whatever. And then I had the black pudding and the egg inside of the buns, and then the mushrooms on the side. But it was epic. And I always find, I used to always be much more hungry on a night, but I find that like I'm so hungry for my breakfast now. It's kind of reversed a bit, if that makes sense. Like yesterday for supper, I just had a couple of the chicken fillet things and a little piece of cheese, which was, I can't remember, something like 250 calories altogether. Well, actually, the chicken fillet things were only 40 each, and I think the cheese about 120. So yeah, 200 calories is that. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so that was my food. So if I move on to my diabetes, so I am now on, or am I on 32 units on a morning, on a night, like the tea time. And for the last 3 days, I've been under 20, so that's good for me, and as low as 15 and 16 at times as well within that. And that seems to be average and lower, because like my highest is 25.5. The day after my so Sunday just gone, I was 23.5. Now I don't know if that was alcohol related, whatever. By dinner it had gone down to 18.2. But yeah, it seems to be getting there in terms of like going lower, but it's just taking a lot of time. But I guess I just have to take, like, every time I'm up in my units by 2 every 5 days, and so yeah, this one seems to have made a big difference in terms of not going over the 20. So we'll see how it goes. Definitely see how it goes. What else do I want to say? Oh, the upcoming charity event is in aid of stroke. So that'll be in October. I will be putting things together, and I will be asking all you lovely people again if you would like to put anything into a raffle or a auction, etc. And also if you've got a channel, if you want to take part. I'm doing it with Nick and Andrea. My uncle had a stroke earlier this year and passed away. And my Aunt Andrea's, I think it was her granddad who had a stroke, and so it means a lot to both of us. I also have a very close friend who I met through the channel, and yeah, she had a stroke when she was young, and so yeah, it's just a case of like lots of people suffer with these things, and I think it, you know, in some cases they're left with long-term issues and struggles because of a stroke, and in some case, like with my uncle, it takes their life. So yeah, it's a big deal, and you know, the more we can raise, all the better, because any way that can help or learn things that could possibly prevent them, etc., would be amazing. So yeah, so that's not until the end of October, like usual, and last weekend in October, which actually I don't know the dates, but it'll be the last weekend in October. There'll be the auction, the raffle, because obviously last year, with everything that happened, and I wasn't on YouTube for 8 months, and obviously I was in hospital, and etc., etc., it wasn't possible to be able to organise everything. And I still, we still, managed to raise well over £700 for Andy's Man Club, just for the one live, and that was amazing. And yeah, so this year everything will be back, and the theme is like games, gaming, and game shows. It's a tongue twister. So all of mine are coming back. Trivia Tuesday will, Vanish Bin will, in various formats, question timed, traverse, run, reseller run, but may have a twist on that. We shall see. But they're all coming back, and they'll all happen. I'll keep Trivia Tuesday to the Tuesday, obviously. Otherwise it'll be Trivia Tuesday, but it's Friday. Yeah. And I'll probably do a music quiz with Nick and Andrea, etc. And then anyone else who wants to join in, do something. Someone might have a game show they'd want to do, or someone might want to do something towards gaming, whatever. But yeah, if you'd like to, please get in touch. I will be doing more details and a proper video, standalone video about it pretty soon, really, because we're nearly in September. Where'd the time go? Jeez. Right, what have I got left to talk about? Oh yes, the last thing is getting outside. Ugh. So I think I told you that the tell us I needed to see a physio. I have seen the physio now. They were happy, she was fine, all brilliant. She went back to reablement. Reablement want them to do another transfer, because I actually sat in RoboBit for a couple of minutes, or maybe a minute or two. I'm not sure. It wasn't for long, because obviously the sensation. I was turning into James Bond again, or Sean Connery. Anyway, I can't see it now because I've like thingied my brain. The feeling in my legs, it's quite weird, and then your big toe aches, and you get like these pins and needly things, and it's not nice. And then in the past, whenever I've sat after not being sitting for a long time, I've had like shakes and felt a bit lightheaded and slight double vision at one point and things. None of that happened, which was cool. Just the legs and feet thing. So I managed to sit for a couple of minutes, and then they transferred me back. Now, reablement want the physio to do the same thing again. Whether they think it's been a fluke, I don't know, but they've asked for that. That is not happening until mid-September now. So we're at the end of August, so mid-September. Now, on top of that, I should have a cushion in the bottom of my wheelchair for pressure, right? Now, the one they gave me was huge, and it never was any good, and it was uncomfortable, and I felt like it was going to fall out the wheelchair because it was so high up. So they said they were going to order a thin one, a really thin one, and it never came. I never got it. So I just, I just assumed it wasn't ever happening type of thing. And I used like a flat cushion that I had for under my legs. I didn't put it under my bum, I put it under my legs. Anyway, that was working for me, so I just kept it that way and didn't bother chasing it up. Now, my OT picked up on it and she said, oh, you really should have one, blah, 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 blah. I was like, right, okay, fine. So she says, I'll get in touch with Wheelchair Services and they can supply it for you. Right, brilliant. So she contacted me. She'd been in touch with Wheelchair Services. She'd obviously told them I hadn't been in the wheelchair for a year, practically. Be here the 26th of next month, right? So, great. They turned around and said, because I haven't been in it, I now need a new wheelchair assessment. Oh my god, if I didn't laugh, I'll cry again, because, yeah. it, frustration. Frustration is not the word even anymore. Um, so yeah, now I have had in the past, when I first got the wheelchair, a wheelchair assessment. It took over 6 months. Over 6 months. And I can't see this being any quicker. I keep thinking, well, maybe because I've already got a wheelchair that it'll be quicker, blah, blah, blah. But I've got a feeling it won't. I just keep thinking, if you go worst case scenario on this, and then if it doesn't happen. Anyway, I do have a manual wheelchair. So at least on one point, we can still go forward in the sense that I can do the sitting tolerance in the manual wheelchair, because legally I am not allowed to use a wheelchair. I don't own it. The electric one, Robo Bitch, I'm talking about. I don't I don't I don't own it. It's not mine. It was sort of loaned to me, and so therefore there's all sorts of insurance and things, and I can't use it because if anything happens, blah 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 blah. Right. So my intentional aim was, once they did start to get me out of bed, I was going to wait until I got to till I could sit 10-15 minutes, and then I was going to go around the doors, around the block, do you know what I mean, and just have some fresh air, and that would have been great. And so I thought that would happen within a few weeks of starting to build back up my tolerance. However, now, because I'm not allowed to use the electric one, that isn't going to be the case. And the thing is, the manual one, it's not good enough for us to be pushed anywhere. And to be honest, I don't think I'd want to be pushed anywhere. I think, like, yeah, I wouldn't trust anyone. Like, that sounds awful, but do you know what I mean? But and plus the size of me, it's not easy. My daughter, I had my hair cut at home once, and I got pushed through to the kitchen in the manual one, and it wasn't easy. So I'll use it for transfer, but as getting out is not going to be a case with the wheelchair for a while. However, I do have a hospital appointment next month, and I'm probably, like I said, I don't know if I've said this before, but I am really looking forward just to the fact that I get some fresh air and go out and see something different in this room, because yeah, a year in here is mental. And people always say to me, I don't know how you do it, but you have no choice. You're in it. You've got no choice, and I can sit and cry about it and whatever, or I can just find as much positive that I can and do that. So editing all this stuff, even though it's a pain in the arse and I absolutely hate editing for the highlight stuff, it is helping me. You know what I mean? And I know that once it's all done, it'll be great to have that to look back on. You know what I mean? Without having to go through the whole thing. So yeah, that's going to be good. And also, like, doing all the quizzes and setting all the quizzes for the upcoming event, and the raffles and the auctions and all of that stuff to come, that is going to help a lot as well. So that's all I can focus on right now, and just keep doing that. Yeah. It'll get there. It'll get there. That's what I keep putting in my head. Eventually, it's not like it's never going to happen. That's what I keep saying to myself. It's going to happen. It will happen at one point. So keep focusing on that. Keep being positive and keep doing things that keep my brain busy, because that really helps. Yes. Anyway, I have waffled enough. This one's on 15 minutes, whatever, and I don't know what the other one was on, other two was on. So, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. I don't know when I'll be back live or anything, but my the second highlights video comes out on Sunday at 6, I said. And other than that, I will catch you next time. Bye bye now. Bye bye.